It was super cool, you know. It was like a kind of a dream come true, you know, in a way. Pitching for the hometown team, and you know, all the family and the stands and stuff. So it was pretty cool to be out on the mound again.
It didn't start the way you wanted it to with the single and the home run, but it seemed like it kind of settled you down a little bit. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, for sure. I think anytime you kind of, you know, give up runs early, it's like, all right, now we gotta, you know, lock it in and just do your thing. You know, you don't gotta be perfect. You know, bad call in the first inning, it is what it is, but you know, it does settle you down and get you back in the zone. So
your defense also picked you up last night. How important was that?
Oh, I mean, Castro at shortstop is one of the smoothest people I've ever seen in my life. He's awesome, and you know, just overall great defense, and you know, that's the kind of pitcher I am. I help the defense is a big supporter of mine, and you know, that's kind of how I pitch. So
you then get into the sixth inning, you walk the first two before getting a big out, and then you're lifted. What was it like then coming off the mound in your first game as an Iron Pig here?
Yeah, that was kind of cool. It was kind of cool. It got pretty loud, and it was surreal, you know. You just kind of took it all in, and it was really awesome, to be honest.
When we talked back in December in the studio, we discussed about what it's like pitching at home and how it can be tough for some guys. Were you kind of relaxed last night, or were there some nerves?
It was kind of a mix of both. I mean, I think I was definitely relaxed. It was more of the anxiety of like, all right, let's get pitch one out of the way. So, but after pitch one, it was like any other start.
So what's it like then watching the bottom of the seventh when your team scores 8 runs and you're thinking, I'm getting a W here tonight?
It was awesome. It was awesome. You know, it's anytime we can get a win is a great win. So it was really cool. And we were up 4-2 when I left, so I knew the bullpen was going to hold it to less than 4 runs. So
I wanted to ask you about that because Joel Kuhnel comes in, inherits 2 of your runners, and gets out of the inning. How important was that?
Big double play out of him. Huge double play. You know, that's huge for any starter when you leave the game with runners on base. You know, you just having that backup as the bullpen is huge. So
having a chance to see how your folks and your family reacted, what's your reaction to what they went through last night?
Just super happy that they were able to experience it, and you know, I was fortunate enough to come here, and it was just awesome to be with everybody and having them watch me pitch since the first time since high school. It was pretty cool.
Being in the Padres organization, you didn't play close to here, so it is one of the reasons why you signed with the Phillies. How important has your family been in your career?
Huge. I mean, they're one of my biggest supporters, to my wife and my parents and everybody. I mean, it's a cool experience to finally be at home and see them a lot more now, and just have them be a part of it as well.
It was not the first time you pitched here at Coca-Cola Park. Do you remember the last time, and what was at stake?
It was 2014 district championship game against Nickerack.
Mikey Nickerack ended up being a first-round pick of the Rockies. He was pitching for Stroudsburg.
Yep.
And what did you do that day?
Shut him out.
How many punch-outs?
I don't know how many punch-outs.
11 punch-outs.
11 punch-outs.
3 hits. We actually talked post-game, you and I, which I'd forgotten about. When you look back at the Gabe Mosser of 2014 and where you are to now, can you believe the journey?
I mean, it's so long ago, but it's like surreal, honestly. It's pretty cool to, you know, look back and see that and stuff. And I had a bunch of guys, you know, from high school that commented and was like, hey, it was awesome to see you pitch and stuff like that. And a couple of them were like, oh, I remember striking out at Coca-Cola Park against you and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
When you were here that day, did you think that this day was possible?
No. I mean, I was going Division II, you know, and you just never know. But I mean, full circle, here we are.
And now, how much does the fire still burn to be able to get to the big leagues?
I mean, more than now than ever. You know, it's especially being in the Philly organization. You know, obviously they have a lot of guys that are up there and really good. But you know, how cool would it be to pitch a Citizens Bank for the Philadelphia Phillies, you know, so.
Want to watch all our SCN programming live? Anyone can for only $9.95 a month, no matter who your cable or internet provider is. Click the link below to download and sign up today.